I'm here with Jeff Ifland. He's the chair of Constellation. This is their first year. If you just want to talk about how this got started, you can go ahead and do that.
Sure. I think it was about 7 years ago. I was actually a student worker at the time down at UNL. Me and a full-time employee had been talking about conventions for a while, and getting off at 11:30 from the help desk, we were outside, and this was the middle of February, and we went about talking for about 6 hours outside about possibly putting on a convention and how we could structure it and finance it, and things have slowly been moving forward since there, to the point that we actually now were able to hold our first convention.
How do you feel it went?
I had a blast. A few small snags in scheduling or how things happened, but that happens with any con. The guests all seemed to have a great time. Everyone I've talked to. We had wonderful guests of honor. Brandon Sanderson, the author who's finishing the Wheel of Time series for Robert Jordan. Frank Wu, a 4-time Hugo Award winner, who were both amazing. Everyone who attended the convention seemed to have a great time, excited and coming up with random wacky things to do throughout the con as well. The art show, we had an amazing art show with lots of artists, most of them from in and around southeast Nebraska.
I thought the art auction went really well. It seemed to have a lot of good reception there.
It was, from my experience with art auctions and conventions, it seemed to be a larger art auction. And it did seem to go really well. Mm-hmm. We had lots of pieces, lots of people involved, lots of people interested in the art. Yeah, it was.
I think having Frank Wu and Brianna is a huge draw. I hadn't really heard of them before this, and I was absolutely very impressed by their art, and I bought 4 pieces. So I wasn't expecting that I would be leaving this con with 4 works of art by artists that I am extremely impressed by. And I talked to Brandon Sanderson. I had the interview with him before, and he's super interesting. I think Robert Reed, he was also there, and it was. You got some great guests, I have to say. You got some very impressive guests, especially for being a first-time convention. So, props to that. But how do you feel? How do you feel about the future then for the con?
So we want to look at where we're sitting at the end of the convention. So we're going to have a meeting here within the next week to see where we're sitting, how everyone on the staff is feeling in reference to how things went and what time they can commit. But tentatively, I think that everything's pretty well in line, and the staff seems pretty happy. None of them seem burnt out, which is a great thing. So I think that there's a really good chance that we'll be having a convention next year. If you want to keep an eye on it, check out our website, constellatione.net. We'll be posting stuff up there with updates. One other thing we are doing is Brandon Sanderson, way back when he was in high school, grew up here in Lincoln and went to a science fiction convention here in town. And at that there was a writer's contest that he took part in. And he submitted a piece and won first prize. He considers that his first writing credit and the first money he got for any writing. He's agreed to be a judge for the finalists for a writing competition that we're going to have that will have submission deadlines at March 1st of next year. And so we'll have a student division and an adult division, and possibly more depending on what type of response we get in reference to submissions. There will be prizes associated with it, and check out our website. We'll be keeping stuff updated there.
Awesome. Well, hopefully he'll be back next year, and I know if you guys are back, we'll be back. Thank you very much for having us, and congratulations on a successful first convention.
Thanks.
Thank you.
It's a blast.